Until now, meteor has only had two definitions: a fiery terror ball that rains death from the sky and crashes to Earth, or a pizza adjective. Well, meteor now has a third important definition. It's a small, badass flashlight that's probably even brighter than your winter tan. The Noctigon Meteor M43 is probably the brightest and smallest flashlight most people not familiar with flashlights have ever seen, and quite possibly also flashlight experts. Oh, you say? It's like the Tom Cruise of flashlights? Well, first, it's nothing like Tom Cruise, and second, you may want to rethink what small and badass mean. So, how can a light so small be so damn bright? Well, it's easy. It's a mixture of unicorn blood, minotaur horn dust, copper, 12 LEDs, and 4 18650 batteries. So, any 4 18650 batteries? Well, not exactly. This light requires you use high quality, high drain 18650 cells like the LG ICR 18650 HE2 cell used to do most of the testing in this video. If you don't, you operate this hand warmer at your own risk. Like all fancy flashlights, this one is covered in a Type 3 anodization and comes in a few different colors. Well, let's call them tints. Its LEDs are housed behind a coated glass lens and focus with Carclo optics. In fact, no detail was spared. Inside you have beryllium copper springs. That's cool, right? And pure copper MC PCBs in the tail cap and flashlight head where all those bright LEDs are mounted. It's operated by a backlit multicolor electronic switch that indicates the charge level based upon color. You might notice I didn't say exactly what LEDs the M43 uses. Well, the Meteor has several different LED options that allow you to customize the tint, the amount of total lumens the light outputs, and the peak beam intensity. This particular version uses 12 XP G2 S21D D-domed emitters with 10507 Carclo optics, and is manufacturer rated to pump out an unreal 6600 lumens in a 5000 K neutral white tint. And if you don't understand that last sentence very well, it's just flashlight science speak that generally translates to holy shit. So how does it work? It has a pretty advanced programmable flashlight mainframe inside, that as far as I know you can't hack into, that requires a bit of manual reading, and operates all off of one button. Okay, that sounds kind of like witchcraft, someone from the 1700s might say. Well, it's not. And to keep you from watching a 45-minute flashlight video, and from me making one, although I'm tempted, don't get me wrong, I'll go over the basics. And before I go over anything else, I'd like to describe the interface I chose to do this tutorial as a heavily shortcut-based interface. Okay, the 8-page English manual, yep, I just referred to an 8-page flashlight manual, says there are 3 basic operating interfaces of the light. They are called, imaginatively, UI1, UI2, and UI3. UI1 is minimalist, UI2 is, regular guy, and UI3 is advanced. And that's an understatement. So I tried one and didn't care for it, and I tried to decipher and program UI3 for about 15 minutes. I cried, but don't tell anyone, and decided by default to go with UI2. So let's activate UI2. To do that, you gotta hit 10 fast clicks and hold. Boom, 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 like that. You'll see 2 flashes to let you know you're in UI2. Are these numbers confusing you yet? Okay, UI2 has 3 basic level groups, not including turbo. High, mid, and low. Each of those 3 groups has 2 levels in it. Okay, with me? Wait, hello? 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 Since you probably bought this flashlight to blind small animals or melt children, first let's go to business and get right to turbo without buying it dinner first. Just press and hold for scorched earth. See? Wow. 1 press to turn it off. Boom. Okay, now the low modes. 1 quick press. You're in low group. A double click gets you back and forth between the 2 low modes, which are called low and moon. Cool. How about a mid grouping? Well, you'd have to be in low mode first to get to the medium group, just like you've done. Hold the button for another half a second, release it, and now you're in the mid grouping. A double click switches between mid 1 and mid 2, just like in the low modes. Now on the high grouping, you can do it one of 2 ways, because everybody likes to do the same thing 2 different ways, right? So you either double click from off or press and hold for half a second from the mid grouping. A double click gets you between high 1 and high 2. Now, while the light won't remember the last mode you used when you turn it back on from off, remember because it's shortcut based, this user interface, it will remember the output mode you selected while in each of the 4 groups. So next time you go to mid, it'll be the last mid you decided to use. Except for turbo, because there's only one turbo, man. Wait, so you're asking no mode memory? Well, allegedly UI3 is programmable, but after trying and accidentally programming one mode once, I wasn't able to replicate it. It's like lightning striking twice. So I even studied the programming flowchart. There are probably people who can do it, but that's right, I'm dumber than this flashlight. So you've seen my videos and you're probably expecting a runtime section. Well, here it is. For this test, my camera was set to manual in the name of flashlight research. First is turbo mode. I did something unique here. Well, not unique, but I used the manufacturer recommended LG high drain batteries and then some high quality 18650 batteries because I'm a bit of a rebel. The Sanyo's ran a few minutes longer, believe it or not. You can see it only stays at 6600 lumens for a few minutes before stepping down, with a gradual brightness decline over the entire runtime. My ending voltage on the 4 batteries was usually around 3.05 volts. And lastly, I did a test of high 1 mode with the LG batteries. It ran a few minutes longer than turbo with a similar drop in brightness throughout the runtime. Okay, so just how bright is the M43? Well, since I'm lazy and I haven't built an integrating sphere, this is going to be my beam shot section. I have set my camera to manual so you can compare the relative brightness and output between flashlights. All of them are set to their maximum output modes. Without further ado, here's the boring beam shot or interesting beam shot section of the review, depending on how much you're into flashlights and their beam shots. I've compared it with my 4 brightest lights and 1 or 2 of my lame single XML2 base lights, just so you can see how unbright they are. The lights I'm comparing this one to all have a manufacturer rated output of 2000 to 3000 lumens for the big ones and 700 to 1000 for the smaller ones. On the screen you can see where it shows the distance to objects like the creepy shed or those trees way out there, and the camera settings I used. So what else? Well, honestly, I'd prefer a user interface with a simple mode memory One click on and one click off, and maybe press and hold to find your mode. And it stays on that mode when you turn it on next. That's what mode memory is. Well, if this light does it, which allegedly it does, I can't figure it out. Sorry. That said, everything about this light has been carefully thought out. There's tons of copper, and there's not a piece of this light that hasn't been constructed out of the finest flashlight materials grown in only the most organic of flashlight gardens. It has excellent smart thermal regulation, so it will adjust the brightness to keep your hands from burning and blistering, and your flashlight from melting into a pool of molten metal and turning into a Terminator, then killing you when using the higher outputs. It's waterproof to IP67 standards, IP7, I don't know. It says 1 meter of water, so you can use it in the rain or drop it in a shallow pool of water, and it won't damage the light. And it comes with spare O-rings, a holster, and a lanyard, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone because every flashlight comes with those things, and you probably have a million of them by now. That is if you own a million flashlights. The moonlight mode is about as low as can be expected for a 12 emitter light, but here's a quick comparison so you can see for yourself. It's not scientific, but you can compare which one is brighter and which one's dimmer. Anyway, thanks to International Outdoor for providing me a chance to review this light, which is basically a flashlight rental because I have to pay to send it to somebody else. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching. Also, in order to check out this light on the internet, go to internationaloutdoor.com. It's not spelled like you think it's spelled, so make sure you look at the credits to go to it to buy this light.